Morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. It's freaking Saturday, and I'm in here recording video, man. Just got inspired. Drinking coffee. I've been up for a little while. Been up since like 5:30, I think. This is already my fourth cup of coffee. Ever since I got the 8 in, I've been freaking drinking way too much coffee. Way too much. I need to chill out. So, but on that note, what I'm drinking is Black and White's, I forget the name of the coffee, but it's the peach co-ferment. And it's magnificent. A while back, I did a video with my buddy Joe, and I called it Teddytalks, and I thought that was cute. And I've been kind of thinking about that format, or this format rather. It's being I really do enjoy, I enjoy kind of the, stream of consciousness podcast format. I do enjoy that. But there's a huge part of me that loves education. And I get a lot of questions. I do Q&As on my Instagram every single week, sometimes twice a week. Just I love helping. I love answering questions, but I feel a lot of times I get the what works best in worship questions, and kind of a why do you run your amps so dirty kind of question, when it seems like the predominant trend now is setting your amp super clean. So I'm a big amp guy, always have. I've pretty much always contended that for the electric guitar, the amp is more important than the guitar itself. A high quality amp that allows you to speak the way you want to speak musically, it's way more important than a great guitar. If I ran this Elliott into a Blues Junior, I could pull good sounds out of it. But it's kind of a great photographer shooting with I feel it's the FX30 or FX3, the Sony FX3 with I don't know, a $200 lens. It's it is all about composition. It is all about the framing of the shot itself and all of those things. But the lens is going to inhibit the amount of detail that you want to see. It's not going to give you the full picture of your shot. The framing will be there, the composition will be there, but it's the photographer's going to go, frick, I want my Sigma art, or I want my $3,000 lens, because the glass is everything. It's my opinion that the amp is everything with the electric guitar. This is the FX3. That's the $3,000 lens. And actually a $3,000 amp. So I feel specifically in my, I typically play in church music context. I play with an artist who's I play with a couple artists in CCM and worship. And I play on mostly CCM sessions. That's how I make a large portion of my living. And I've been doing this for 20 years, playing in church, and then also playing with Aaron. I've played with Aaron for over a decade, and I've played in hundreds of different settings, with different people, different churches, different PA, different ears, different everything. And now that, I track pretty regularly, kind of, I feel it's only reinforcing kind of the conviction of how to run my amp and how to set my bass tone. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So it's not even just going to be a this is how you do it, just do it this way, it's going to be great. I actually really want to demonstrate and kind of give you the full picture of why I do things the way I do, and why I'm convinced that this is the best way forward, period. I know there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but I just, again, I've been doing this for so long that it's I've tried doing the predominant thing. I've tried doing the clean thing, and I just don't think it works the way people think it works. So I'm also not saying this in any kind of like arrogant way or anything. It's like, I just know for what works really well for me. And as I work with different people and in different settings, those things seem to work really well. So let's go ahead and just get started. Before we do that, a couple orders of business. I'm running actually a real amp today. Gasp. Wow. Not modeling, not Tonex. Wow. I'm running my Matchless HC30. Mono too? Whoa. Crazy. I'm running my Matchless HC30 into my 212 Bruno cab with a pair of Alnico blues that are very broken in, very beautiful. On the cabinet is a Soyuz, I think, 013, small diaphragm condenser, and a Sennheiser MD441. And I'm very pleased with this mic configuration. It's really nice. The Soyuz is decently far off the cabinet and a little off center. And then the 441 is pretty close mic and close to the edge. So the 441 is kind of getting some of the low information, and some cab noise, whereas the Soyuz is capturing a lot of the like high end and mids. It's really pretty. It's really pretty mic configuration. I'm enjoying it a lot. So, and for a large portion of this demonstration, there's no pedals. I do have my pedal board in the chain, but my preamp that I always have on is off. My compressor is off, and my EQ is off. So this is like basically just plugging straight into the front end of the amp. So that's the rig. Elliott Tone Master, amazing guitar. Amazing guitar. So let's talk about guitar tone. And a bass, specifically our bass tone. There are two things that I think are two aspects of guitar tone and just music in general that I think are super important. And the two words that I say a ton and always think of, and like it's probably just like beating a dead horse, I guess, like with the amount of times I say these words, but like dynamics and harmonics. Those are the two words that I am always thinking of when it comes to like my guitar tone. When I was a music student back in 2010 in Theory 1, dynamics was like one of the bigger subjects in our classes. And as I was taking my vocal lessons for my juries and all of that stuff, dynamics was a huge portion of it. So like, you have your terms like your crescendo, your decrescendo, your piano, your forte, mezzo forte, fortissimo, pianissimo, all these like, all these words that you find on like sheet music that are basically telling you like this is the dynamic level that you should be at. And then you have your crescendo and decrescendo lines that are telling you to build, or pull back. And then you have these like notes that are on the staves that tell you what note to play. So you have the note to play and how to play it, right? What they would tell us in school is like, it's not the stuff that you see on the staves, like the black on the staves, that's not the music. The music happens in between those notes. So the music is the dynamic. So as I learned all that stuff in music school, I was kind of just like, oh, I was playing music a lot at the time too. I was playing at church multiple times a week. I was playing in our like worship service at school, playing on like Disciple Nows and youth conferences and stuff, like all through college. As I was learning all this stuff, it was kind of like, oh, if I set my amp to a certain way, then it helps me express all these things that I'm learning about in school, right? Like I can just like, oh, I can play a note a certain way. And if the amp's too clean, then I can't get that like life out of the guitar. It just feels like it's like playing into a brick wall. And I didn't want that. So I've been running my amp super hot for a long time. And it taught me how to play even more dynamically and like utilizing even more aspects and textures with my hand, because it's like I can clean the amp up with certain phrases and my cleans still sound better. But if I set the amp too clean, then my dirty stuff doesn't sound great. And then my overdrive pedals are working too hard. I get this weird low mid kind of buildup kind of thing that is probably there when the amp's cooked, but it's fuller at that point, and it makes more sense in context, like with all the harmonics and stuff happening within the amp. So even just on the dynamic level alone, it's like pretty compelling to me. But then as we think about like what harmonics, like the harmonics happening in an amp, and especially in an amp like a matchless, it feels wide open. Like it feels full manual in like camera language. It's just like, it's kind of an amp that it's like, if you have like weakness in your hands, it's going to let you know. Like it's just a really, truly unforgiving amp. And I kind of learned on these types of amps too, which is really fun. I love this. This is my all-time favorite amp. I've always dreamed of having one. I have you can't really see it, but my Bad Cat, it's a Samson Cub 15 back here, and that was like one of the amps that I learned on and like grew up with, I guess, so to speak. So it's always been a dream to own one, and I love this amp a lot. But it is really unforgiving, but it does teach you. It's like, oh, all of these things that the Matchless has, it just works so perfectly in a mix, recording, live, whatever. It's just kind of a perfect amplifier. And one of the things about Matchlesses too is they really don't like being run clean. Like it sounds fine, but it doesn't sound like the amp. It kind of just, I don't know, it doesn't, there's something about it. It just doesn't like clean sound. It wants to be run a little bit dirtier, like the Edge of Breakup sound. And at that point, that's when all the harmonics speak. So with harmonics, like these are it's a series of notes that are happening above the foundational note. So if I play like middle C, you can see that there is the foundational note, but then there's a bunch of other notes that are happening above it. I forget exactly what it is, but it's like you get the octave above, the fifth above that, and then I think another octave, and then another octave, and then the third. Like you can start to pick out all of those harmonics that are happening above the foundation as the note decays out. So what that is, it's kind of like a theory of synthesis. Like a synthesizer can manipulate its harmonic series to sound like a flugelhorn or a trumpet or whatever. Like it can sound like all of these things. This specific harmonic series here, it's like, that's what makes it sound like a guitar. So if we're not like cooked here, it's if we're not setting the amp properly here, then all those harmonics really aren't helping us out in a mix, in a band. So all of those, like setting the amp hotter helps you kind of like separate yourself in the portion of the mix that you're sitting in, and you stand out. Not that you're going to like overpower everything else, but you will be able to stand out and you'll like make more sense in context. I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit of like how to set this amp. It is a little bit farther away, but I'll talk about what I'm doing. So this is pretty much where I want the amp to sit right now on the neck pickup. All those like yummy low mids, dude. And even there, I can clean the amp up super easy with my fingers. All those notes feel so warm and beautiful and supported. Middle position. But if I go to the bridge, and this is where I set the amp to, because like with these pickups, it's like typically the bridge position's quite a bit hotter. So as I'm setting the amp, I want to set it to its top dynamic, and its most output, I guess. So that way, like when I flip to the bridge position, I'm cooked in a good way. Like it's still breaking up a little bit there, but it's obviously breaking up more here, and the fact that, I mean, just the frequencies push different portions of the amp. But if I set the amp like to this, let's say I set the amp to the neck pickup, right? So then I'm gonna have to like compensate in the high end and the bass. So it's probably gonna be like this. Ah, there it is. Even then you start to hear that like, yeah, that 2K kind of thing. I don't really want that, especially when I go to the bridge pickup. That's not bad, and all that low end's gonna get kind of chopped anyway. Or at least it should, but I do want to feel a little less high-end information. Like that's pretty right for the neck, but for the bridge, it's kind of like, not great. It's just that little bit of kind of 2K up to 4K kind of region. We don't want that. That's my producer buddy. We were hanging out the other day, and he called it the death zone, and I like that. So a little more bass, a little less treble. About right. So then even when I go here, it's beautiful and full. Beautiful. It's great. That's pretty much exactly how I want it to sit. Right there. I could even use like a little less bass. Yeah. Get that jangle. So great. It's so great. This is the 12AX7 channel, by the way. The Matchless has, I would argue, 3 channels. 12AX7, which I'm using right now, just because it's a little bit more of an accessible sound. I think the 12AX7 just feels more familiar to people. The EF86 channel is my favorite, second favorite, because it does have all that like beautiful harmonic information, and it feels just a little more jangly in the hands. It's just the sweet spot for me. Well, actually, sorry, correct myself again. The jump channel is my favorite. It's when you cascade the 12AX7 channel into the EF86 channel. That's the sweet spot for me. I love that sound. So for me, like this, that's perfect. That's exactly how I set the amp. And you hear all the, like, if I go to the top of the neck, at this point, that lower stuff, and I'm going to throw in, I'm using my plugins right now. I have been already by the edit. Jake has already done that for me. I'm just announcing it to you now. I can see all the lower information happening. It seems like the foundation is happening around the, like, seems like the foundation is just right above 2K. It seems like maybe like 2.2. Yeah, like 2.2 kilohertz. But you're seeing low end information at 742.5 hertz. And that, I don't know exactly what note that is, but you're seeing that information there. And you're also seeing all this like sharp stuff happening like above the foundational note, right above that. It's right at 2.25. That's the stuff that we want to see. That's what a guitar is. That's it. Like all those harmonics, all that stuff is good, and it's going to help you stand out properly in the mix. Now, let's say this amp has a master volume. I'm going to lower the master volume a little under halfway. So, disclaimer, I hate master volumes. Essentially, I'm frankly kind of triggered by them because as I was playing in like smaller church contexts, it's like, hey, your amp's too loud. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. And they're like, no, it's too loud. I can't use it. And you're overpowering everyone. And I was like, good. And they were like, that's bad. And I go, crap. So essentially what a master volume does is control the output of the power section. You have two sections of the amp. You have the preamp section and the power section. Your volume on this amp is what's controlling the gain in the preamp section, so increasing your input volume into the preamp section. And then master is limiting your output volume within the power section. But for me, I think the 3 points of the amp, of an amplifier, preamp section, power section, and your speaker, I like all of those three things to be like pumping. Your speaker isn't getting pushed super hard if your master volume is too low, so you're kind of losing like 2 points of like what I would argue is like great tone. And obviously I need to qualify this with like sometimes in a studio context you just need to lower your amp volume. Like there is a sweet spot for me, or there's a sweet spot with the power section that it's like, you know, you can lower that output volume and it still feels good. But if you're just blasting the microphone with like a just insanely loud volume like a matchless, sometimes it just doesn't always work that great. But for me, it works most of the time. And it's a source, and for me, it's like a feel thing. So it's an inspiration. It's like I want to get that master volume and the output section of the amp cranked as much as I possibly can. There are amps that don't have master volumes. Those are the amps that I prefer. In fact, with the matchless, you can pull the master volume completely out of the circuit, and it's essentially as if it's fully cranked. So all you're controlling, or the only amount of gain that you can control in the amp, is the preamp section. There's so many qualifiers. Oh my gosh, there's so many qualifiers. It's like, by doing this, yes, this is true, but then also there's this. Preamp section does control the level of the amp, but it's more controlling the input gain rather than the output, but it is controlling the output. It's kind of a push and pull. So many qualifiers with amplifiers. Ha, that's cool. So with the amp, let's bridge pick up. I can actually do this. So master's full right now. Master's halfway. It doesn't sound bad. And even still, then I could compensate with the low end a little bit if I wanted to. Not too much. It's about right. It doesn't. Here's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like it's not giving me that pop that I want. That like, you know, wide open kind of feel. It feels like I'm like bumping into a brick wall. But perfect. It even kind of darkens it up a little bit. Master on, or master out completely. Master halfway. We're still seeing all those dynamics. We're still seeing everything pop out the way that we want. Or the harmonics, we're still seeing them in series. That's great. It's beautiful. All the yummy, like... it does feel a little weird there. There's a player for that sound. There's a player for that sound, for sure. It does feel, what I am hearing is like a little bit more of like a low mid kind of thing. So it feels a little unnatural. Now let's kind of clean it up as much as we can. And this is kind of where I feel like church players are. Most church players are. This is where I feel like they are. It would be like here. This is the master, probably a third of the way up. As I dig in, I'm hearing like some weird ooh, ooh. Also, the amp feels incredibly stiff right now. But then master out of the circuit. Now all those low mids make sense. So that's, I mean, again, like there's a record for this sound, you know? Weird there. It doesn't sound like the amp. It doesn't really sound like a matchless to me. Off. Here's another way to do it. So let's go master all the way up, and then let's control the input gain of the preamp. So let's control the preamp section. So the volume went from about 10:30 to about 9 o'clock right now. Now this feels even worse. I get this ow, ow. That's like clean. Even like lowering the bass a little bit because I really hate how it sounds. It feels too thin. But if we're talking about like a source of inspiration and pulling out like all the musicality out of your hands, this isn't doing it for me. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. I'm just imagining someone like plugging into, this is like no hate, but I'm imagining someone plugging into like an HC30 at like, I don't know, Carter's, and this is how they set the amp, and being like, this is the best tone I've ever heard. It sounds awful. It sounds terrible. No life. And like, I'm hearing, oh. It's gross. But now let's go master halfway and the preamp section at that point, at the same point, 9 o'clock. Even worse. This is bedroom level here. Zero life in the amp. None. That same 2.25 kilohertz is there, but that like 700, it's showing up, but I'm not hearing it. I'm like actively listening for it and I can't hear it. There's still sustain, but it doesn't feel the same way. Like if you bought this, if that's how you wanted to run your amp, don't spend $3,000 on a matchless. Go buy like, I don't know, something not this expensive. Like It's terrible. All right, master out of the circuit. Better. But there's still that like boomy low mid thing. And that 700, that lower harmonic, that subharmonic frequency is there, but it's not sustaining. It doesn't like bloom. So now let's go back to here. But at this point as well, like if you want clean tone, it's pretty hard to beat that sound. That clean sound is objectively way better than full. But then I go to the bridge pickup. Feel how natural that was to like go. It feels like the notes hang on for forever. Yeah, that's much better. Way better. Master halfway. Really not bad, just doesn't feel right. All those low mids and the warmth happening there, it's beautiful. All I feel, so beating a dead horse in closing of this section, I guess. This is where the amp feels best to me. It feels right, and it's giving me all the stuff that I know I need for the mix. And as I like push the amp harder, those like low end harmonics are gonna bloom in a cooler way. I'm going, like, all of my clean stuff is way more supported and way more beautiful versus like that being kind of all you have and having to like force your overdrive section to work even harder. It's like, why don't you just set the amp hotter, even if the master, like, even if cleaning it up a little bit with the master at halfway, even doing that, like, that's, I still don't like those low mids. But that's better than where we were, like at the clean extreme kind of sound. So even if I cleaned it up a little bit in the preamp section, at that point, it's a preference. Like, this is a great sound. Cleans feel great. You get a ton of sparkle. Just for fun, ODR1 or Bacardi Boo into that. Super like complex, awesome sound. Killer. So that's, I spent the most time on this section just because it like, that's the most important part. If we want musicality, and if the whole argument I'm trying to make is the amp is the thing that's going to either enhance or bottleneck your musicality, then anything we throw in front of it, it needs to help that. So like the thing that, like in church music context, it's like the compressor is pretty much on all the time for most people. At least I've always been a compressor guy. I really like a good compressor. I like how it feels in the hands. It kind of helps support the like low end dynamic stuff and just feel a little bit fuller, even though I don't really need it. Just based on that alone, like it feels really nice. It's a different feel. Like if the pedal is the main sound of the sound, it sounds bad. But the compressor, like if it's not working super hard and if all it's going to do is just like help my low end dynamics rather than squash my top end stuff, it's like, then great. That's all I want. I just want to help just a little bit more like fullness in the low end dynamic stuff. and I don't know if I said this already, but what a compressor is doing is it's basically evening out your low-end dynamic information and your high-end dynamic information. This is like kind of the extremes is like modern music where like everything is just compressed to death, and it's basically just like killing all natural like musicality and all the awesome stuff that can happen in a mix. And like even the waveform thing, it just kind of looks like a sausage. Like, not good. We don't want that. So we don't want that with our guitar tone, especially if we know that it's going to get treated differently at front of house, especially if y'all are like running a bajillion waves plugins at front of house. Or if it's just getting like compressed to death in a mix. It's like, if all you're doing is like compressing the crap out of your signal here at the source, it's like, it's only going to sound more compressed and more just like just gross. So, like I said, I am a compressor guy. Not everyone is. That's fine. I just like compressors. I do. And I use the Cali. Compressor's off right now. It has been off this whole time. Boy, that would suck if it was on this whole time. That would suck. So right now, I was messing around with this earlier, like to kind of find the extreme sound. And there is a sound for this, but it's one sound. I would argue, one appropriate sound. This is set extreme. The attack is like smashed, and then you hear the like it kind of come back. Oh, that's a cool riff. Kind of Tom Bukovac-ish. Oh, that's fun, dude. It's kind of fun. So that's an extreme sound. That's like compressor is just completely smashed. Higher ratio, so there's more compressed signal than there is like clean signal. So it's just a more compressed sound. Here's how I like running my compressor. So I love a parallel compressor a lot. I frankly don't need a ton of help with sustain or decay from a compressor. There's plenty happening in the amp. So a lower end ratio, basically with the Cali, it's like the ratio is all the way off for me. And I really like a lot of input gains, so it feels like my compressor is working really hard, or it looks like it, but the ratio is so low that it's like it's not really smashing all that much. That's with the compressor on, dude. And if you notice, what happened is it did clean up some of the harsher edges of the amp. How about that? Essentially, with the I feel like with the parallel compressor, I just spit everywhere. I'm disgusting. I feel like with the dry blend on the Cali, and I feel like this with most compressors, I feel like it like kind of like as it's fully dry, it's compressing, or it's fully wet, obviously it's compressing everything. But I feel like as you roll in the dry signal, it like basically like opens up the high end first before it does anything else. So I feel like it just like basically only compresses the thing that I want to be compressed anyway. It feels like a multi-band kind of situation, you know? It feels poppy in the highs. I'm going to open it up just a little bit more. There we go. Off. clean. Gorgeous. That's perfect. That's exactly how I want my compressor to work. It cleaned up. It like... So my clean signal still feel clean. Some of y'all will be like, clean signal. My clean signal feels big and full and fat and like delicious. It's like a fat steak. Oh my gosh, dude. That's literally perfect. Also, the Cali is like the best. It's the best compressor pedal. Sorry, best compressor pedal ever. The OG Diamonds are pretty sick. But this is like way better. It's adding some kind of like, because the preamp on the pedal is cooked like pretty hot. Like it's like at 2 o'clock right now. It's almost adding this like pseudo microphonic feedbacky thing that I just adore. It feels like it's going to run away from me, but it's not. It's everything's in control. But then I go to the bridge. Then I push it with the dry pedal. You can hear all those harmonics popping out. Octave below that. That's literally perfect for me. Perfect. So if your compressor's always on, try and I'm shaking, I think. No, I'm good. A lot of coffee this morning. I'm just excited talking about guitar tone on a Saturday morning, dude. It's like cartoons, but it's cooler. This for me, I obviously like having like a preampy pedal on just because I like it. I've gotten used to the feel. It's kind of like one of those things that I turn it off and I'm like, I just miss it, you know? It's doing it, the Atlas is what I use. This is Atlas on with the compressor. Even more of that like high end kind of thing. I like running it a little bit hotter, compensate a little bit there. Like, that's pretty much perfect for me. That's perfect. Hold on, let's try something. Yeah, that's great. I've just gotten used to that kind of sound. It does add some like upper information that like some people would just be like, it's a little too harsh, but it just feels right for me. And in context of everything else, it just feels right. I'm not trying to be the like guy that's like, I'm not a clickbait guy, man. I'm not this freaking thing, this title of this video isn't going to be you're running your amp wrong. It's like, I can't believe that I was running this. Like, the YouTube thing is so stupid to me. It's so dumb to like do a clickbaity title. I'm not clickbait, dude. Like, I make my living playing guitar, and this is just what I do. And I've been doing this for a really freaking long time. A really long time. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. There's no quit. Like, but I have just done this for so long, and I'm really picky and self-critical. And it's like, if it's just not it for me, like, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to twist it until it sounds right and feels right in my hands. I have gone through the gamut. All the fads. I've done it all. Like, I've literally done all the fads. I've been playing church music for 20 years. I've been around for a minute. And since I've been playing in the last 20 years, if there was a fad, I was a part of it. I tried it. This is my way of doing things. I think running your amps this way, I think this is a foundationally true thing. There's obviously some slight differences, but like, your dynamics are super important. Most of the top session guys aren't using compressors all the time. They're just not. In fact, it's like, oh, it's too compressed. It's like, you're going to hear that a lot. It's like, because they all know what compressors can do and are capable of doing. They can help you. And a compressor after a mic, it sounds great. It just like kind of glues everything together. It sounds beautiful. But if it's set too hot, you're still going to feel that like squish. You're still going to feel that like dead brick wall kind of feeling. It's bad. So we want to utilize all of these pieces to help us express musically, or help us express what we're trying to express musically. And I feel it in my freaking bones, dude, that this is true. Also, I just know how amplifiers work, specifically matchless, specifically like Vox style amps. This is how they freaking work. I've got a lot of them. I've got a lot of British style Vox style amps. Specifically like Vox style amps. I'm not a huge Marshall guy. But this just works, man. So here's kind of in closing. This is a longer video. I feel like if you are struggling with your guitar tone, right? Like, if you're like, it feels dead. Like, why does it feel so lifeless? Why do I not have any sustain? Why do I not have any like decay or whatever? Like, why does it feel this way? And why do I keep swapping out and trying new overdrives? Why am I like drifting towards these like super compressy, like brick wall style overdrives? It's like, because you're like compensating, you're having to compensate at an overdrive pedal when you could just be like running the amp a little bit hotter, you know? Like, and it will just make literally everything sound better. Everything sounds better, period. And I know like with the church guys, it's like, you know, well, I want my decay, my like reverbs and stuff to sound really clean. That's like a whole other topic. Like, I would say a lot of people are using too much reverb, way too much reverb, that it's like, yeah, it helps me blend, and it does, but to, you know, some extent it's too much. That's a whole other topic. And I'm not trying to be the like angry guy or whatever. This is literally, I mean, I have a ton of experience in this stuff. I just want to help. I just want to help. This is how I run my stuff. This is how I've run my stuff for years. I love this sound, and I know that it works in a mix. I just know that it works in a mix. I was just playing with Aaron this past weekend. The front of house guy, I was asking him, I was like, hey, do I need to do anything different? I love asking that question. Hey, if there's anything I need to fix on my end, like anything I need, do I need to send you less highs? Do I need to send you? And he's like, I'm not even turning you up that loud. You're just cutting through everything. And it's like, great. That's what I want. I don't want you to have to work that hard. It's just like, it's there. Like, any amount of like pushing that you do at the console, it's like, I feel like if you run this way and your hands are set, you know, like your hands are everything. Like, hands are really everything. This is everything, but this is really, really, really everything. I promise. I just feel like this is the way, man. So if you're struggling with your guitar tone, try this, man. Like, run your amp hotter. The stuff that you hear that your brain is like, oh, it's too dirty. It's like, that's going to get eaten up in a mix just like that. all of the like stuff that's flirting with the like it's too bright or this and that. It's like all that stuff gets eaten up in a mix and you sound full, beefy, beautiful, beefy and beautiful. We love that. We want beefy and beautiful guitar tone. All of the stuff that you think is like unpleasant, it's like that's just going to get eaten up in a mix immediately. So you're just going to cut and separate yourself out amongst a super, super dense mix. You'll sound great, man. You don't have to turn yourself up that loud. It's great. So I think I'm done talking. I think I've had enough talking for the day. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, drop a comment. That's the only like YouTube-y thing that I'll do in this video. Drop that comment below. Drop a like, subscribe. Like, just hit me up. We can chat about it. Been doing this for a long time. Just want to help. If this is helpful and you like this style of content, let me know. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Bye.